the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a reminder that this meeting is being recorded.
Thank you, Heather. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming. Roll call when Heather's ready.
Shane Bailey,
Present.
Darren Howell,
Yep.
Don Miller,
Present.
Craig Spivak,
Here.
Lisa Stratton, here, Randy Thorpe,
Here.
Jane Barco, here, Mayor Chip Morello,
Here.
Attorney Chris Farrow,
Here.
Michelle Zagolski, here, Heather Hess, here. All present.
Thanks, Heather.
I'm sorry, Heather, I jammed the machine.
Everyone get a chance to read the minutes from last meeting?
I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
I second.
Jane made a motion, Randy seconded it, all in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion passes. Couple more squeezing in. Any more chairs behind you, Fred? Oh.
Are there any chairs in the police office? Thank you. Or in the mayor's office? Are there chairs?
Bill list, everybody get a chance to read the bill list?
I have one addition. It's to Gatehouse Media Pennsylvania Holdings Incorporated for our advertising. It's for $109.36, and that's all I have.
I'll make a motion to pay the bill with one addition.
Did you have something on it?
I just have a question, if I could see that invoice in a minute when you're done with it.
Randy made a motion? Don seconded it, all in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion passes. Police report. While we're waiting on the police, fire company. How you doing, Aaron?
Good, how are you, Shane? Hello, everyone. 17 calls for the month of February. The first was motor vehicle accident, medical call, structure fire. Second was motor vehicle accident. The fifth was 2 automatic alarms. 16th, the motor vehicle accident. The 18th, medical call. The 18th set up a medevac landing zone for the medical call. 21st was a structure fire. 22nd, automatic fire alarm. And 22nd, vehicle fire. 24th, structure fire. The 28th was 2, 3, 4 calls for trees and wires down within the barrel. And that's it.
Thank you. Chief, how are you?
All right. How's everybody, all right?
Wonderful.
Excellent. A little warmer, isn't it? Let's see.
Could you open the back door, somebody?
The police report for February this year. Disabled vehicles, 1. Assistance in other police departments, 2. Disorderly conduct, we had 1. Disturbances, noise was 1. Public assist to motorists were 2. Suspicious persons, 1. Suspicious vehicles, 1. Thefts, 1, which is still ongoing. Traffic, verbal given, 1. Warnings written, 1, and traffic citations issued are 4. There's 9 investigations yet, and there's 36 incidents for the month.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for the Chief?
We got another recall
Recall notice.
for the 2017.
For 16-2?
We have a question in the back, Eugene.
Motorcycles are out again. Nice weather all over town. Route 6, no helmets.
We did get a phone call that they were on the sidewalks too.
Okay, yeah. They were out that night too when they were rolling around, Eugene.
I mean, it's
Yeah. Because I got the text that night, so.
Anything else for the Chief?
No, like that red and white dirt bike.
Good. Mayor's report.
I only have one thing. Just want to remind everybody that March 17th at 1 p.m. at Waymart Park. Parties in the park are going to have an Easter egg hunt for the kids.
You tell them, Chris.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Oh, also, for those, motorbikes, Harry took care of them too, for the dirt bikes. You probably won't see them around again.
He took them out?
He handled it.
All right. All
He
right.
handled it.
All right.
All right?
You were out last
They
night.
were out last night.
Yeah, you were out last night.
They were out last night again?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The lights were on.
Yeah.
That's a good way. Really get her.
You have to come up to 96 more.
No, anywhere.
Seriously.
No, anywhere.
Anyway,
Yes,
Rules.
I'm sorry.
Anywhere.
Okay. Thanks, chief.
Yep.
Zoning officers report.
Had one permit call out for 14 by 16 deck on Carbondale Road, and it was the only one, so.
Deal. Thanks, Dave. Solicitor's report.
Did you guys?
Thank you. Correspondence.
Yes, so we have a letter from, sorry. So Monroe County Vector Control, this person is introducing, Aaron Lombard is introducing himself to the Monroe, Pike, and Wayne County area. The primary focus of the program is to safeguard the health of the public through mitigation of mosquito-borne disease and monitoring of tick populations in our area. The goal of the program is effective management of mosquito populations. To ensure this, beginning April 1st, there will be mosquito surveillance in public open places. Mosquito and tick-borne diseases are issues that require the public support and approach to, and through education we can do this. Our department encourages communication, has a system established for reporting mosquito problems through the county website. We accept complaint calls and are committed to working with residents and resolving their problems. Complaints of mosquitoes, dead birds, ticks, this is all funded through DEP grant. And I have that information right here. Maybe we put that on the Facebook page. Then we have an e-permit here. Is this what out aloud or?
well,
This goes to Dave?
it really should go to Dave.
It was a permit for a driveway. Dr. Araic.
It's PennDOT gives you permission to.
On 296. Yeah, it's from PennDOT. Then tomorrow night, there's a March Mixer at the Runaway Train Brewery for an evening of making connections. This is run through the Chamber of Northern Poconos, and everyone is invited to attend from council.
I know I put my reservation in, so if you're going to do it tomorrow,
And
Put your
that
reservation
is
aside.
all I have.
Any questions for Heather?
Send that down to Dave.
Thank you, Heather. Guests and citizens, we have a presentation for the bridge on 296.
I'm sorry, one more thing. A thank you note from the 4-Hers again.
Oh, it's nice of them.
Maybe we'll thank you.
Thanks, Heather. Hello.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sherry Hockenberry. I am a structural engineer and project manager with Whitman Recport and Associates. We were hired by PennDOT to design the replacement for the bridge on 296 over Van Auken Creek, around the corner here. Thank you to the council for letting me do a brief presentation this evening, and to all of you for attending. Real quick, the existing bridge, it's about 20 feet long. It is an adjacent box beam bridge on some real short abutments. It's getting up there in age, so PennDOT's looking to replace it. We are proposing to replace it with a reinforced concrete box culvert. It will be about the same length as the existing bridge. Opening will be slightly larger than the existing opening, but if you're standing on top of the road, it's going to look pretty much exactly the same as it does now. The roadway width is staying the same, 2 11-foot lanes, a 9'6" shoulder and a 2'6" shoulder, 2 sidewalks, and pedestrian railing on top. We're gonna also incorporate some drainage upgrades. Right now, there's pipes outlet through the abutment walls, which is not a good situation, so we're gonna make some drainage improvements up here. And then construction is scheduled right now to take place in summer 2025. We're going to do this with accelerated bridge construction techniques to kind of get in and get out as quickly as possible. There will be a detour during construction. It's a short detour right here on South Street up to Carbondale SR 3030. And that's really the gist of the project. Yep.
Question, how are 18 wheelers going to turn the corner up at the Waymart Hotel?
That's a very short corner.
Okay. We will look into that.
Because the pole is right on the corner, right, Randy?
Very difficult.
Make the owner of that corner.
We will look into that, we could evaluate that.
You can't sign this way because this is only a 5-ton bridge.
Right. Okay.
Unless PennDOT wants to replace that.
So you're saying it's just the top isn't going to change that at all, or much?
I mean, it's going to be all new, but
Okay.
it's going to look the same. We're not
Okay.
changing the road.
They'll have to go-
or sidewalk.
They'll have to go up Carbondale Road in less time.
And what's the time frame? Accelerated construction, what does that mean?
Yeah, so we're hoping to be in and out within less than 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all gonna come, we precast concrete
Right.
box culverts, so it's gonna come in pieces. So they'll excavate, remove the existing bridge, place the new pieces, it gets post-tension together, do the little bit of roadway construction. So we're not changing the roadway profile
Okay.
or anything like that. It's gonna be pieces.
Mr. Best arrived, and I'm sure he has a question about his retaining wall.
Okay, well, we could, I mean, if you have general questions, I'd be happy to address them now, but if you have something specific, we can talk after.
I'm just gonna wait.
Okay.
So
You
he's
guys
on-
are gonna do what you wanna do anyway, no matter.
He's on one side of the bridge and I'm on the other.
Okay.
So I'm just really curious at how much property you guys are gonna, if you're taking any, if you're not, if you're building walls, what you're, because on the last page, I see your right of way goes like into my yard and it's past my American flag, so it's,
So this is,
that's my property.
okay, so, yes, there will be some required right of way in there, which, be reaching out to you to discuss that. And
But you don't know how many feet back?
Right, that's pretty far in my front yard.
I don't have the,
When you say right away, do you mean
That's
just
temporary.
used to?
Excuse me?
This is
This is
temporary, by the
temporary.
way. This
The
is
gr-
only for under
the
construction.
green line is
Purchases.
temporary.
That's
This
so they
is-
can have access to it. They're not taking any property per se. This is just gonna be a temporary easement.
Simply, when you're done, everything stays, the curb stays where it is.
Yeah.
All done.
Yeah.
You only take it when you need, as you're working on it.
Right, the green, yes, the green line here indicates temporary easement, something to give them access and all we put back as it was. And then the purple line indicates required right of way, so that's just.
That little bit is, right. We'll talk after this, I don't wanna waste anyone's time.
Well, I got a question. The bridge replacement is because the bridge is deteriorating? Is this gonna help with the flooding in town?
No.
Because, no, that's what I'm,
Cause that's supposed to be 15 feet lower, like,
can we
if
get
I'm
anybody
correct.
to do some extra digging when they're like digging a little deeper? This is the back of Matt's house, this is supposed to be property and a street.
That's all grass.
This is my house, my house, it turned into a moat all around the house.
Okay.
Cause that's supposed to be 15
Actually,
feet deep from the
debris-
basin of that, like from the bottom of the bridge, correct? What,
15?
right? From what I gather, right? Isn't that like standard?
Oh, no.
That's bridge overpass.
Yeah.
So, okay. There's only a foot gap below the bridge, so I don't.
No, the stream does need to be dredged again. We haven't done that in a long time. And I was wondering if we could piggyback something in there, why we have PVC from this. Do that. We talked about that.
Every time you dredge it, the mountain comes down and fills it back in again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna complain that they're getting flooded, so we have to do something.
Well, I haven't been flooded because I'm a foot higher than
Yeah, he's
everybody
good.
else.
I'm the
They
one
took
with
me out of the
insurance.
floodplain.
Right?
You're on the
Our
high.
garage in the Legion is in the floodplain.
Right.
And it comes in my backyard too, John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So who will we talk to about piggybacking us for dredging this? DEC
You
permit contractor
you
gets
can't
it.
use that word, it's one of those words that the woke people won't let you use nowadays. You cannot use dredging.
Oh, I'm sick of the politically correct nonsense.
So it's not part of this project, so that stream would need to be dredged further downstream, so it's not really anything Sherry can help us with right now. So in regards to the dredging, you'll have
Is
to
that
contact
concrete side of it, is that gonna get any further onto my property? Or is everything gonna stay the same pretty much?
You can, it's,
So that shaded gray area is what's gonna be bigger?
yeah, this shaded gray area is, inside the property line.
Well, my property actually, believe it or not, goes into the middle of that creek even further. Like we had it surveyed, so my property actually is 3/4 of that into the water, my property state. So do you go from my property line for right of way or just from the bridge? Because if you go from the property line, if you even go 10 foot, you're still not really out of the creek.
We'll be using the property lines, but we can talk afterwards if you want about the
Oh,
specifics there. If
absolutely.
you want, but, and as far as hydraulics go, I mean, we've done a hydraulic study as part of this project, and the hydraulic study showed that our project is not going to increase any flood elevation, so we don't
I've been dealing with the flooding for 20 years. I'm just really concerned about how much of my property am I gonna lose via your new construction, or is it gonna stay the same?
You're not changing the creek bed, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, there's
So-
like a concrete part that right at the
But
bridge.
That concrete part, this apron that you see.
Yes, the one that's there now.
Well, this will be under the stream bed, if you won't see it.
Okay,
I think the crest of the foot.
okay.
It will be, yeah, depressed a foot under the stream bed.
Is there a
And
way
there's just a
that,
little bit of rock here.
is there a way property owners can get in touch with you
Mhm.
if they have direct questions about their properties?
Sure, and there will be people contacting you very soon about this, so be part of the conversation.
So will you be back again then for another presentation? If the property owners don't approve?
I do not anticipate being back for another
Okay.
presentation, but there will be,
More
people
correspondence.
contacting you and,
That's a different
discuss the
department,
right
that's.
way.
So the gray area that's next to the purple, that's how much it's gonna go out, correct? Like you see what I'm referring to, the gray, yes, that gray shaded area. Is that how far you're gonna build something into my yard?
No, let's talk afterwards. and we can
Sounds
talk
great.
about that. Yeah,
Wonderful.
it's just gonna be area where we're doing some grading and so forth. So, but, it's really gonna be, just graded in there and put back with grass in that area.
Sherry, if there's a few citizens that guests that would like to go talk in the back, you can close the door if you guys want to go discuss while she's here, that's fine.
Sure.
You want to do that? That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
That'd be great.
Thanks, Shane.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sherry.
There's also some comment forms up there on the table, if you'd like to fill anything out. There's instructions on where to send them.
All she did was draw it. Don't she?
Matt, can you just shut that door when you're back there? Yeah. Now we're waiting to get in. Does anybody have any guesses? Oh, thank you. You want it? Yeah, thanks.
Then why don't you take this down? Can you take that and we can sign it?
Sure. No, I'll put you in. Okay, so we have Joanne.
That's me, Shane, but that was about the flooding, and I wanted to check in with the.
I mean, she might be able to answer more questions.
Talk with her? Didn't sound like it was promising, you know, like they're gonna do what they're gonna do, I don't think they're gonna,
They're not gonna go that far. They're not gonna go that far.
right? I mean, well, what happens is the debris hits the bridge, and it's debris coming down, you know, and it backs up.
They're going around, or going temporary right away, and
I'm
that's
not gonna bother back there,
Okay.
yeah. Good.
Okay, thanks, Joanne. Aaron, you're good?
Yep.
Okay, Matt Walker?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening, council. My name's Matt Walker. I'm here on behalf.
Mark, there's a couple, I'm sorry, Matt, there's a couple people out on the deck. Thanks, Chris. Sorry about that. Maybe leave you on the cold.
There's seats.
There's seats.
So I'm here on behalf of Waymart Milling Company and Waymart Milling Holdings LLC, the Thorpe family, which I'm sure everybody here knows them and knows the company. They have property over off of Railroad Lane that's been there for at least 50 plus years. It's always been commercial in nature. However, if you look at the zoning map, it's listed as R2 high density residential. Both the property that the mill is on and the abutting property that's also owned by the company. If you look at the zoning map, there's nothing characterizing that area as high density residential whatsoever.
Matt, can I interrupt? I'm sorry. Do you mind waiting till the end, until we do the other ones?
I mean, I prefer not to wait, but
Okay, so,
whatever, you know, the council wants, I guess.
okay.
Should we,
You're on for here, unfinished business.
Right,
okay?
and it is
Yeah, you are under unfinished business, that is where.
Sorry.
Any objections? Are you okay with that?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Mr. Pudnight?
I called the police station the other night. We had a suspicious, I don't know if it was an SUV or a truck. It kept going up and down. This was like 11 o'clock at night. I think it was about 11 o'clock. It'd go up and turn around, come back down. Stopped in front of where Dukerches used to live. Stopped there and sat. Come back up, slowed up in front of our house, went up and come back down again. And this went on for like 10 minutes. I called it in, but I didn't get a response, but it would have been too late because nobody answered. Which I'm not blaming the cops because I know they're shorthanded, but it's suspicious, so that's why I was.
Did you call the station or 911?
911. I called the station.
You have to call 911. 911 will contact Waymart Borough if they are on duty. If they're not on duty, they'll contact the state police.
I thought they said it was the other way around. If you call the borough and you don't get an answer, you call.
No, call 911 first.
And they'll dispatch the chief. Thanks, Teresa.
Also, if there's nobody on, you first call 911. If there's nobody, they'll let us know, they know if we're on or not. If we're not, they call PSP. Or whoever, the comm center does it. Okay?
We've had weird vehicles up, and it's late at night.
Everyone has to realize with us, we're less than part-time basically.
Right.
Okay? So we have to follow a minimal budget. So we're out approximately one day during the week and then Friday and Saturday. One shift each day to meet the budget.
No, I understand.
All right? If not, then the budget, we can use that up probably if we started doing what we like to do, we probably would end up finishing the budget up, probably starting in January, finishing off in May. Be gone. Okay? But we follow a budget. That's it.
Well, no, this was my fault because I had it backwards. I thought it was the other way around.
Okay, so I apologize for that, but we can't do anything about it.
Right.
So when we're out,
So now
we're
I
out.
know next time.
Okay. Thanks, chief. Yeah, please.
If you guys see any vehicles that are, like if it's the same SUV consistently going up and down the road, if you catch a license plate number, even that can help us a little bit, give us an idea of where they're coming from, where they live. We can keep an eye out for it.
Well, in the daytime you probably could, but this is like 11, 12 o'clock at night once before I'm going to bed. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to do it in the dark.
I understand. I'm just putting it out there. Just any information that can help us.
And we understand, that's just what it is for us. But
Now, we had another incident the other day, and I think I mentioned it at the last meeting, the school bus. stops in front of my house to let my two granddaughters off right across the road. This blue, it's that new blue color that is, well, I have my opinion of the color, but anyway, it was a Honda Destiny. I couldn't get the license plate, but the white SUV that was behind it, he slowed down to let my two granddaughters. And it's a good thing that they went toward their home and they didn't know they were coming to me, because they would have come across and they probably would have got hit. And I mean, I raised my hands and everything and yelled at the guy. It was a young guy. And they didn't think nothing of it. The bus driver had to blow the horn at him. That's how close he was. If they came around the front of the bus to my house, they probably would have got hit.
Did he have the reds on?
He had everything. The stoplight, the bar, everything.
Yes, he will. Also, if he was able to obtain the plate, his documentation, well, is that he could have went with us and then the person explaining what happened. And, but otherwise, if he doesn't do that, then we can't write the citation.
I'm still gonna try to get the plate, because I see the car go by every so often now. I've seen it twice.
Yeah, we're too late now though, but.
No, I know.
But yeah, and their word is just, is gold.
Yeah.
The bus driver, okay?
Right.
But he probably couldn't get the plate.
Yeah.
That's all, he would've left us know. Cause it's happened before, okay? So
I am just thankful that they didn't come. It was, my daughter had an appointment that she was late coming home from, so she called me and wanted to know if I'd get them. And they didn't know it. So it's a good thing that the kids didn't know it, because they were going towards their house instead of coming across.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief. Thanks, Mr. Burnett. Appreciate it. Any other guests and citizens? No committee reports. Jane?
Well, the material shed, $63,000 we have any bids for it?
Yeah, we have one. We can open them now. Just the one. You want to open it? You could do the honors, Jane.
Okay, thanks. Sorry,
That's why I have you open it.
I think they want me to. What? Do you want to read it?
Sure. One bid from SJM3. Total base bid $70,757. As specified, no bonds required. It's a tad over budget. So I think I would suggest we table it, or we just throw it out, and I think the borough should buy the building and then just piecemeal the site work together. It's my recommendation.
What was the bid amount?
70,000.
We do have that money left over.
757.
American Rescue money.
Yeah, I know. I think
I don't know if the state would give you permission to get the grant that way.
if the borough buys the building.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll give you that credit. They have their rules that they have to follow, and they don't ever turn money over to a borough or a township. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do we legally, you just can't throw that bid out, it's a legal bid.
No, you don't. We don't have to make a motion on it.
How much was it again?
It's over budget. So our budget's 63,000. So it's you can throw it out on the basis that it's over budget. But I'm only one of 7. So if we want to throw the rest of the money at it, we can.
It's almost $8,000.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could put it out for bid again.
Change the specs a little bit. Does it have to be lump sum? It has to go out in lump sum?
No, it doesn't have to go out. It's just as long as it doesn't. It isn't more than what our grant is. And so the grant is the one that, I was wondering if there was anything like, that the borough could do, like put down the slab and pay for that, and then just put the
Put
bid.
it out for bid. Yeah.
Or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you piecemeal it though?
I don't know. I'd have to get permission to say from them. you have to give, just like I had to give permission to move it up there by the ambulance building, you know? You have to give permission for whatever you do,
Maybe we should do that.
okay?
Yeah, and then we'll revisit this. We'll find out what we have to do. We'll just make a motion on this. Find out what we need to do and see if we can piecemeal it.
We need to send a letter to this.
Yeah.
This time, that we are accepting the bid.
Just over budget. Okay? Make a motion. We have a motion we'll just throw this bid out. For now, it's over budget, and we'll put it out for bid again for next month.
Yeah, but under stipulations, you can't say you're gonna find out the piecemeal.
Yeah, right. We're gonna have to, either way, we have to revisit it.
The next thing.
Wait, we've got a motion on the table.
Yeah, oh, so we need a motion and we need to vote on it, to throw this out.
Did you just make a motion?
No, I just kind of gave us the basis of the motion, so we can have a motion.
To what you said.
And I'll second
To throw the bid out and we'll revisit it next month. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, nays. Motion passes.
The next thing is, Wayside Park, and you know that we received $90,000 and it's a matching grant, so we have $180,000 to spend. Best of all, I was able, by writing it right at the beginning with the person who has, does design and has at least 6 or 8 other parks plus a couple ball fields. And so I need to have you, sign his contract. His whole fee is in the grant. So we are not going to have to pay Jason Wood, any of it, any monies at all. So I need to have a motion to have this agreement with Woodland Design Associates. It's between the client, Waymart Borough, I'm not gonna read all the, and Woodland Design Associates in Holmesdale, and the Waymart Borough Wayside Park Phase 1 Development Project located at the intersection of South Street and State Route 296, Waymart Borough. So that it tells you his services here, his schematic drawings, all the things that he has done already, and that's really why we got the grant in the first place. So I need to have a motion to hire Jason Wood as our client, and that he continue on in this project.
Does it say what his fee is?
Yeah, how much is it?
Yes, his fee is right in it's something like 17,000 something.
So it's 90 less the 17? Is what we
No,
actually...
we don't have to pay anything. I rolled it into the grant.
Okay.
You can do that if you hire somebody right at the beginning, but lots of times you can't hire somebody because of the fact of the kind of grant you're going for. But this grant, it had to have, nowadays you have to have an architect, a landscape person, or an engineer. You have to have that. They won't accept any bids besides that. And so I'm asking that, since we don't have to pay anything, he's already done the work, and we have it here, that I can look through the grant and find you exactly, but it's
So
not.
he'll be the project manager?
He'll be the project manager, because there's a lot of specific things about the park.
Mm-hmm.
And the specific things are the kind of material put down, the kind of safety rules that you have to have for the equipment for the children.
Right.
The kind of things that you buy, of which I'm gonna consult in another month or so with some people that would be interested in what kind of equipment we buy. So this is all things that Jason and I have sat down and worked out, and the application was accepted, of course, by the state, and we also got other monies given to us, $5,000 from the Wayne County Community Foundation, $2,000 from the Pocono Mountains for the sign, and there's a few other, and that rolls in with the whole grant, because this is a matching grant. And remember, out of our American Rescue money, we were gonna put 50,000 in, but he was able to get it under the DCNR, which is the Department of Community and Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. So we only had to pay 35,000 instead of 50,000. So, anyway, I just want a motion to accept him as our planner and designer.
Are you making the motion?
I'll make the motion, and I'll make the motion that we reach this agreement tonight, March the 12th, between the client, Waymart Borough, and between the consultant, Woodland Design.
Second.
Motion on the table, Jane, from Jane, Craig seconded it, all in favor?
Aye.
Nays, motion passes.
The second thing is, I noticed I mentioned phase 1. Well, phase 2, we would like to have permission to apply for it. It'll be under the same circumstances. His part will be rolled into the grant. We would like permission to apply to maybe put a pavilion in the back for our senior citizens when it rains, and they can have little picnics there and things. And a couple other things that we would like to add in, because we spend a lot of money in the first grant. We spent a lot of money on ADA problems, because ADA problems, the sidewalks, the handicap, like you even have to have handicap swings and stuff. So there's just a lot to the whole thing, and that's why you have to have a consultant for something like this. So we want permission to continue on with the project and to go to phase 2.
Make a motion?
I don't think I should make a motion.
I'll make a
myself.
motion.
Okay.
Move on to phase 2.
I'll second this. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays, motion passes.
Takes
What else
a
you
lot
got,
of
Jane?
It takes a lot of paperwork, as you can see.
Yeah,
to do
a lot of
one
patience
grant.
too.
I thought I'd bring it in here so you can see what I go through. The next thing is the letter from
Evergreen.
Evergreen. Do you have a copy of that?
Yeah.
Would you read it, please?
Sure. Dear Waymart Borough, this is from Evergreen Properties, LLC, story time. Please accept this letter as an official request to receive preliminary approval to expand the facility located at 30 Gross Brothers Way, Waymart, PA. That is the, what's it? P2?
P2.
P2, out of Route 6.
They've been very successful.
Yes. It is our request as the current property owner, Evergreen Properties Group LLC, as well as the current tenant, P2s Incorporated, to receive preliminary approval to expand the building by approximately 40,000 square feet on the easterly side of the current building. We are aware we will still need to go through a complete permitting process with full plans and approvals. However, at this time, we are requesting a letter from the borough stating that the expansion in the above-mentioned location will not be a problem and will be approved for zoning at that location as long as it follows all rules and setbacks. Thank you for your consideration in this matter. Sincerely, Evergreen Properties Group, LLC. I had a map. It was Does anybody have that? That's it. You want to take a peek at it?
Okay.
Any questions, thoughts, concerns? Anybody?
So they're just asking permission to have permission?
Tentatively, it's basically a tentative letter saying, as long as they follow all that, I mean, we'll hear what they have to represent, so I think it's our obligation to hear it.
I think we
I think you should just
Make sure the
Go for
fire
proper
company's
channel.
involved, because they're gonna have to be ready for something
Right.
traumatic for something like that.
Good point.
We were just up there. We actually just did a walkthrough and meet with them to put a contingency plan in effect for that building as it is now. And they did notify us that they were planning on expanding the warehouse site It's a storage site. Basically, there's sustainment hydrants and there's sustainment places for us to drop ponds, and the building is complete contents. The only thing in the fire in the building to burn is contents. So we've been through there on there. We've been working. Say Dave, I and myself and Josh and all have been working on putting a contingency plan for a fire up in that building, and even with an extension, we're in the same. It'll be a big one. I mean, if that place does burn, we're gonna have probably 3 counties worth coming in. But the building itself is not a risk, and anything around it's not a risk. It's all contents. It's a danger to us and not the community at that point. So if that helps understand something for that. But we did just 2 weeks ago. We met. We did a walkthrough and a contingency plan for that building, that business.
And it certainly would be a big boost in jobs, and would add a lot more taxes to the borough.
They have a long process to go, but they're just asking us to tentatively, I guess, to hear what they have, and we could just have Heather write correspondence back to them.
She could just take the letter and reiterate what it says. I have a copy of the letter here, so I found it.
I think I do too.
So we'll make a motion to have Heather write a letter to Evergreen Properties Group LLC.
Second motion.
Thanks, Darren. Motion on the floor to have Heather write a letter. All in favor? Nays? Motion passes. What else, Jane?
I just want to say that the balance is, because we haven't spent anything the last 3 months, it's still today, the American Rescue Funds are $14,939.65.
Jane, we may need to revisit that, because I don't know if there was something, 1 or 2 invoices that you were due, you know.
Well, there could be a couple more invoices. Who was it?
Radios or something, wasn't it?
The best, maybe, or Uline,
Yeah.
that one on there?
No, nobody ever gave me the bill, so I couldn't.
No, because I think probably didn't get the bill yet because it was probably the best, right? Because they had to send the best back, so probably didn't get the whole bill yet. Because one of the best was the
Well, when they get the bills.
Yeah.
We requested that to be handed to us last meeting.
Yeah, last time I.
But, oh yeah, there was the size of the vest. One came in, it was too small, they had to take it back.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was still there.
What was the other one? The shelves?
Right.
Garage? I don't know
Yeah.
if that one's on there.
Okay. What else, Jane?
The resolution that we talked about at last month's meeting, it was duly advertised in the Tri-County Independent, and it was a resolution, and so far, Heather, I saw it was the only resolution.
So we're gonna hold off until the end on that.
I think
Jane,
that's
okay?
under
That's gonna be a hearing. so.
Okay, sure, all right.
Can I visit that, Jane, with the American Rescue? Is that extra 35,000 in that money from the park?
The 35,000 is already in the park, on paper. It's still there, but it's still in her account, but all
Because
the
we
money.
originally had that 50,000, and now it's only down 15.
Now it's down 15,000,
Right.
because instead of getting the Department of he got it from the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources instead of the Department of Community and Economic Development.
So can I add 35,000, it's 14,935?
No, that's because it's part of the matching money to the park.
Oh, for the rest
No, it's 35,000 and what, it was
Oh, I
15.
thought you said 50.
No, the original was 50 and now it's only 35.
So we have 14, almost 15.
So that's why we have 14,000, almost 15,000 left over.
Oh,
Okay.
Any questions for Jane?
Thank you.
There is I would like to have permission from the council to support me and write a check for $100 for writing effective grant proposals. It's going to be every Wednesday for the next 4 weeks from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. And it's establishing a need and funding fund and writing your grant and preparing for what happens after it's submitted and putting all the pieces together. Of course, I've written many, many, many grants, but I can always learn more.
And before we do it, Teresa, I sent you that information. as
Yeah, I
well.
got it, but it's during working hours.
But I was wondering, are there recorded sessions? Did you look into that? I meant to mention that to you.
Do you know if there's recorded
Do you know
sessions?
if there's-
I think eventually, yes, you can get recorded sessions.
Is that at the same cost?
I don't know that. I don't know that.
I didn't know if you'd looked, I didn't know. if that-
I would definitely be interested, but like I said, it's during working hours.
Right.
Yes.
If there's recorded sessions, then
That's why I
yes, I would like
didn't
to do
inform
it.
her, because I knew she was working.
I had sent it to both, I had forwarded
Because
it on.
she and I were working together before when
Yeah.
she was on council. We worked on a couple grants before.
So
I
maybe-
need to pass my
well,
knowledge
maybe
on,
you
you
can
know,
just
I won't
pass
live
it
forever.
on.
So it's $100 for the 3 classes?
4 classes.
Okay, and Shelley, we have a line item for that, don't we? Yep.
Motion from Don.
Yeah, make a motion, we have make
I
a
make a
motion.
motion to send January.
Don made a motion. Craig seconded it, all in favor? Nays, motion passes.
I abstain.
Jane's going to school.
And we received a report from the county, and this is the Wayne County Planning Commission. We're very honored tonight that Mr. Greg Rickard is here with us, and it's the annual report. We also received from the 911 Center and Emergency Center, and it says, this is from Keith Hooker. Good morning, all. I cannot say this enough. Every municipality must make 2 meetings a year for the next 2 years if you wish to adopt the county plan. I like to save money, as in years past, not having the municipality spend money on their own plan. If we had our own plan, it would probably cost $30,000. The county plan is a true county plan where you can all join, but we need your help with your municipality information, as we do not want to put your information in without your input. In years past, and working with most of you, it worked great, and we can say it is a true county plan. You can see that I have myself read a lot of it and gave them 3 suggestions on a couple of things to change. As I said last night, the plan, I went to the meeting last week out to the 911 Center. As I said last night, the plan is on the county website under the Emergency Management page as Hazard Mitigation Plan 2021. This plan is good for 5 years and must start the updating process 2 years before the 5 years is up. We started the updating December 2023 with the local emergency preparedness committee. They are the chair committee for this update and the EMC. So what they're asking us at this time is to provide them with any information and we will eventually ask you to adopt this county plan. So the next meeting is May the 15th, if anybody wants to go with me. It is always out at the 911 Center. And we have to have somebody that goes. So far, I went to everyone last year. Michelle didn't get to any of them. And so now this next year, I have already gone to the first meeting. And God willing, now I'll go to the other meetings. But if there's anybody else that wants to go, you're welcome to go. And the last thing, I'm sure you're glad to hear, is the PA Route 6 Alliance. Hello, we are excited to announce that PA Route 6 Alliance is receiving a $100,000 DCED grant to administer a facade program in Wayne and Pike counties. Now that was on the front page of the Tri-County yesterday, if you get that newspaper. This will be a great opportunity to help businesses in this region by providing local business owners with matching funds to improve storefronts and other projects. We are not on Route 6, but we are on Old Route 6. Harmondale Road and Holmesdale Road are Old Route 6. And also, under this facade program, they are extending it a half a mile or a mile from there. So if you know any business that would be interested in bringing up their facade up to date, they can get a $5,000 grant. And this has a mitigation if anybody wants to read it too.
Jane, we did share that on the Facebook page.
Good, thank you. And you're glad to
All
know.
set, Jane?
I'm glad to know. That's it.
Thank you. Any questions for Jane?
I have one, it's a loaded one. Anything from the state yet?
Yes, we got a letter last week, and I can read it to you. Did we get the money yet, Shelley? Shelley and I filled out all the papers, and it was all sent in, and,
No money in the bank.
no money in the bank. We
Okay.
got a letter of congratulations.
Check some of my,
Okay. We'll wait until the money's in the bank.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what.
Any other questions for Jane? Going once, going twice.
Oh, he wants to have a meeting next month. He didn't come tonight,
Okay.
specifically. He'll answer all your questions, and he'll answer why of his thinking.
Joe wants to have a meeting.
Yes, Joe, July.
Okay.
Is it the full 300?
We don't know yet. We're gonna wait till the money's in the bank.
Jane, is that a meeting, he
It's
wants a meeting with the borough council, or he wants a meeting with the baseball committee?
With
He
anybody
just wants to
who-
be on the agenda for next.
sitting on the agenda, it's the $550,000. Yes,
Okay? Safe to move forward?
I hope.
Budget and finance, Teresa.
Nothing.
Streets and roads, Shane. I talked to Sablocki Excavating. He's gonna continue the catch basin repairs that we started last year. And more bit. So Parks and Recreation, Craig.
All right, we have an uninhabitable garage on South Street that needs to be removed. That's going through the ordinances, updated ordinances. We have to send a letter to them, certified letter. And it says, section 60-12, subsection 6, after 14 days of posting or certified mail, a reasonable time to remove this property. This is the old garage by the Williams property. It's not their garage, it's Roy Swingles. I got this off the tax map, and the address is like your address. The borough has to send them a letter to have this garage removed. It's been in shambles since I moved back there in 1995. So it's gotta get, it's time, it's uninhabitable. I have the address here for you, so we'll send a letter. You just need to set a time frame for it to be.
Yeah, we'll help zoning get the letter out.
Okay.
It really should be code enforcement, because it's not under zoning.
True, yeah, okay.
So.
And we need a code enforcement. Any of you be interested in that job? It's a very satisfying job if you get into it.
It can be.
So we need to set a reasonable time.
More than the zoning job.
So.
Okay.
A letter needs to be sent to them, and William Parish of the old Bluestone property. It's, looks like a bomb went off. I think the name was cleaner than that place. We need to send a letter to them too also. Where's the address? In the zoning ordinance, they can send out a letter to them also.
Okay.
All right, the shoulders have to be cut on Holmesdale Road from the church up to, not quite sure yet, I'll have to mark it up. The soil's higher than the edge of the road, all the water's running down the edge of the road, it's gonna ruin the road. So we have to cut the shoulders out.
Which road?
Huh? On Holmesdale Road, the south side. When it rains, the water runs down the road, it doesn't run into the ditch because the dirt's higher than the.
I think we should take a look at numerous streets, because there's a few streets that do that.
Okay, Aaron's got a.
Probably all the way down.
If I may on that one, right above where ours is at the church, the shoulders cut off the road. So all the water that does come down the road, bangs right across our driveway and right into the front of the house, into the basement. And we put in twice, we had it dug up, which ain't your problem. But we dug it up, that now we're down to a dry well in the basement from there. But where the shoulder is cut off, right at the church parking lot, as it comes down the road there, right past Williams's,
Yeah.
it bangs to the left, it comes right across our driveway and right into the front of the house. So, it's just a concern or something to think about is downhill where we are. The curb picks back up in front of our house. And then the water, so from our house down, the water channels down that curb, that shoulder you're talking, because our soil, it is higher than the road, the soil on the curb. But coming in between there, everything coming from up above comes right into the front.
If you extended the curb up towards the church, would that help?
It's basically the church that, like from the park, it cuts to the parking lot, right at the parking lot, it comes across that lot, and it comes right down the walkway, down the sidewalk.
Okay, maybe we can add that to the program, the road program.
It was no big deal, it's just when you mentioned that we've had that for years, we ourselves, we probably put 10 grand into trying to stop it, like at least trying to put a drainage in, and we put a dry sump system in the basement with it, but you know, just that curb does make a lot of water, a lot of problems for downhill. You know, once they fix one, it's the next one it just snowballs. So. But ours is one that is higher than the curb, and out front. If you go in front of ours, like you said, you can see the road's washing it. It's just taking the road out between the shoulder and the edge of the road.
Yeah, so we've got to have a road crew on that. Start working on this stuff. Needs to be addressed. Baseball field, that's it. Alright, we're way down the baseball field. I'm good.
Thank you, Craig. Utilities, Don.
Nothing.
Thank you, Don. Safety, Darren.
No.
Thank you, Darren. Purchasing and building, Randy.
Nothing.
All right. So I've had a request to swap new business for unfinished business. Any objections to do new business first?
Nope.
Okay. New business, PA Route 6 Alliance, we did that.
Yep.
Okay, and then we have a letter from Labella. More reading. Okay, this is, to whom it may concern, pursuant to Act 14, PL 834, this is from Labella. Labella, they're just an engineering firm. Addressed to, so it's Wayne County, Waymart Borough, SR 3030 D50 over Van Auken Creek. Culvert replacement. So this is up by the hotel, I believe. Okay. We are informing you that we are in the process of filing an application for Chapter 105 water obstructions and encroachment permit with the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection concerning our proposed activities to be performed within your area of jurisdiction. The proposed construction activity consisted of the replacement of the state-owned structure that carries SR 30, Carbondale Road, over Van Auken Creek in Waymart Borough. The proposed structure will consist of a precast reinforced concrete box culvert. Act 14 requires the permit applicant to give written notice to each affected local municipality and county, which shall be received at least 30 days before the Environmental Protection Office may issue or deny the permit. In addition, the regulations require the proposed activities be consistent with local floodplain and stormwater management programs so that we can provide proof of this consistency. Please fill in the enclosed Act 14 reply and return to this office. If you determine that our activities will not be consistent with your programs, please notify the regional offices of 30 days. Almost done. Act 67, 68, 127, which amend the municipality's planning code to support sound land use practices and planning efforts, direct state agencies to consider comprehensive plans and zoning ordinances when reviewing applications for permitting of facilities or infrastructure, and specify that state agencies may reply. Am I putting anybody to sleep yet? I don't think really need to read the rest of it, but it's just a letter stating that's what they're going to do, and we just have to be aware of it.
Why is PennDOT doing the one and these people doing the other one?
Just a different engineering firm, I guess. PennDOT hires different engineers.
As long as it's not
Okay.
So,
I think that
Yeah.
was actually the gentleman that was sitting here. I think that's his project. Or not.
Oh, okay.
But-
Oh, all right. So there we go. So we have that on our plate in the near future. So we'll fill this out, send it back. Any questions?
Poor Heather.
Moving on. Unfinished business. Material said bid. We did. Now the resolution zone change. Matt, you're up. Thank you. Take it away.
So again, good evening, everybody. I'm Matt Walker.
Hold on, we're gonna take this as a hearing, Matt, okay? We don't have a court reporter, but, if everybody's okay, I'm gonna record this, and this will be the record, all right? And we're gonna put you under oath. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of hearsay evidence. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Go ahead.
So I am here on behalf of Waymart Milling Company and Waymart Milling Holdings LLC, the Thorpe family. They have the mill just down the road, right on Railroad Lane. The mill has been there in that spot for 4+ decades. When you look at the zoning map over there on the wall, they have 2 parcels that directly touch Railroad Lane that come down. If you look down on the bottom of the legend, those 2 parcels are zoned as high-density residential. There's nothing about those 2 lots or really that entire area down there that is residential in nature whatsoever. It's all commercial in nature, including 2 lots that are directly in the center of that, namely Waymart Building Center, and another, I believe it's privately owned parcel directly under that, our zone commercial general. Last month, at the last month's meeting, Councilwoman Jane Barco put through a motion to change the zoning regulations on those 2 parcels from high-density residential to commercial general, which we believe should have been done a while ago, and we agree with the motion and the change. We think that that would be the correct thing to do to correct the defect, essentially, in the map as it should be zoned commercial general. So we're just here tonight to ask council for somebody else on council to second that motion and to put through that change in accordance with the statutes under the PA municipal plan.
So just so we're clear, your client is not requesting this under 609.1. You affirm and support under 609.2 that the borough is requesting this, and you believe it's in the best interest of your client and everybody on Railroad Lane. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that's correct.
Does this negatively affect anybody over there?
I don't believe so. The mill has been there and has operated as it has and will continue to operate for the foreseeable future. Has been operating over the last 4+ decades, like I said. That bottom tract is currently undeveloped land. What they plan on doing with it is an ice cream parlor and a bakery, which I think benefits the community as a whole and wouldn't negatively impact any property owners in the surrounding area.
And just so we're clear, on Railroad Lane, that consists of athletic fields, parking lots, an ambulance building, a sewer plant, municipal shed, even though they're in the next township. Waymart Milling and Waymart Building Center has property that fronts on Railroad Lane. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So even if you go past the borough limits, even the properties that touch it from, I think, is that South Canaan or Canaan Township? Canaan Township. All of the properties that would touch the borough limits are also all commercial in nature as well.
Is it fair to say that there are no homes that front on Railroad Street?
Yes, that's fair to say, yes.
It's fair to say that the mill that has been there for at least 50 years is on one of these residentially zoned lots and has been operating commercially for over 50 years. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So with that being said, there's only one lot there that is zoned residential, but it's surrounded by commercial enterprises. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. So you think it's substantially invalid as the map is now as it pertains to these 2 lots. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that you're not just requesting that the one empty lot be rezoned as commercial general, you're also requesting that the mill, which is also owned by the same owner, also be reclassified as commercial general?
Correct.
For its true use, is that fair to say?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Jane, do you have anything to say about advertising? Was this advertised in the paper?
Yes, it was advertised in the Tri-County Independent.
Was it advertised on March 2nd and March 5th?
Yes.
Does that sound accurate? Okay. Does anybody here object to this curative amendment, this proposed curative amendment to the zoning map? Anybody else like to be heard on the issue? Okay.
I'll second Jay's motion.
All right, I have a findings of fact and I have a proposed findings of fact and conclusions of law. If I could read this, and if everybody agrees with it, you can vote on it. Findings of fact, the two lots identified as Waymart Milling and the adjoining vacant lot owned by the Thorpe family and their commercial entities located on Railroad Lane is zoned as residential 2 high density, R2 high density residential. Number 2, Waymart Milling is a commercial operation operated in the R2 zoned area. Number 3, there are no residences facing this portion of Railroad Lane. Number 4, Railroad Lane consists of athletic fields, parking lots, an ambulance building, sewer plant, municipal shed, and Waymart Milling and Waymart Building Center. Number 5, advertising of the proposed curative amendment was advertised in the Tri-County Independent on March 2nd and March 5th, which is more than 7 days from tonight's meeting and less than 60 days from tonight's meeting. Conclusions of law. The two lots in question referenced above, zoned as R2 high-density residential, should be rezoned as CG commercial general. Number 2, the zoning map of Waymart is substantially invalid as it pertains to these two lots. Number 3, the two lots in question should be rezoned through a curative amendment. Number 4, these amendments are not considered substantial under 610B of the Municipal Planning Code. Number 5, there are no objections to the proposed curative amendment. Number 6, the curative amendment is in the best interest of the people of Waymart. Following resolution is adopted. Be it resolved by the Waymart Borough Council that the area designated as the Waymart Milling Holding LLC at 11 Railroad Lane, the zone changed from designation of R2 high density residential to CG commercial general. Description: acres 3.886 and 2.114, total 5.9714 acres. Tax map 28-0-007-0121, record book 6418, page 195. I ask the general public again, does anybody object to what I just read and what is proposed? With that, council can vote on it.
We have a motion on the floor by Jane, seconded by Craig. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion passes. Thank you, Matt.
We're off the record.
Thank you, Chris.
I want to thank Craig for helping sort this problem out. Thank you very much. Thanks for your
Yes,
input.
the county is also willing to reproduce a revised map.
Yes, that's
We have the
wonderful.
capabilities of that in their GIS office,
Good.
once I have a resolution signed by the council.
And Dave, can you look on that board right there by you, what resolution number will be?
It doesn't say list any for 2024.
Okay, so the first one?
Yeah. 2023 is the last one.
So 20, so it'll be resolution, okay. First one, right?
Anything else? No. Motion to adjourn?
I make,
Okay, wait. Who made the motion? Okay, Shane?
Does anybody have a solution how to make this room bigger?
Darren seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion passes. Have a good evening. Thanks everyone for coming.